Hello and welcome to Musings and Monologues. We have been tediously trudging along the dreary, dreadful path of existence during the various versions of the lockdown and deliberating upon ideas, issues, and events that have affected us, impacted us, or confronted us. Today, we want to halt and think about life without an agenda, life that is being lived in the times of this pandemic, lives of the haves and have nots. We are the minority few of haves who have the safety of their home environment with fans whirring above their heads, with air conditioners burning in their rooms and provided with two square meals that are giving us relief from the worries of the pandemic, which the majority of the people are suffering and being affected by. Especially the focus should be on the migrant labor force who don't have assured incomes or not provided secure jobs, people who live as daily wage labor in the urban metropolis that they are caught in. They are in school still. Once the lockdown happened, they were left jobless and penniless. They had to find an alternative to that, and the only alternative that came to these uneducated, illiterate masses was that they should travel back home either by foot or by railroad or in trucks where they could afford, in that case of going by railways and the trucks, they had to afford what most of them could not, and hence they chose the only way to go back, walking hundreds of kilometers in an effort to reach the safety, the sanctity of their village environment, from which they were uprooted and brought back to the cities to live and provide for us, the privileged minority. Their life is staring us today in the face, and we cannot ignore that reality. Though we have much greater finesse and much greater safety with ours, so that we can actually think of, talk to our friends, see on OTT platforms, see on news on television, read significant books, and generally deliberate upon the enormity of existence. Their choices have been narrowed down. They have only one vision. Somehow, anyhow, they must reach home. Home, that means safety. We thought that this lockdown will affect us significantly. Unfortunately, all that idea was crushed in India, especially when the 3.0 version of the lockdown was announced and rules were relaxed in the early 2 3 days. We saw immediately hundreds rushing out on the streets, queues of cars, and serpentine queues outside alcohol shops to get alcohol which they were deprived of for a period of only 40 days. There was a police lathi charge which was maintained to contain this kind of a barbaric mob. Hence, the question was, did the lockdown actually make any difference to us? Unfortunately, it seems for the large majority of the population it hadn't. Only the minority few who choose to deliberate upon issues and ideas that are mainly minority issues that have affected the lives of a very few of us. The majority of us behave like the way we did before the lockdown. And that is something which forces us to actually focus on the lives of the migrant labor force which didn't have the security of existence with a job or a fixed income. They were daily wage earners. Once the production stopped, their earnings ceased. In the cities they were uprooted from and brought to from their native villages, and the moment they had no money in their pockets, they got thrown out by their landlords. They had no food provided to them, though the state did promise that each person on the street would be provided food. That was far from the truth. They struggled, and the only way for them was to somehow find a ways and means to travel back. What about those lives? Aren't those lives significant enough? Aren't those lives of the teeming millions? We have to question that life, and we have to stop thinking in realms above, in realms of the great beyond, and focus on the immediacy of the circumstance, the immediacy of needs, which unfortunately even governments have not found ready answers to provide for those people, though they are claiming, and there are contradictory claims between the states and the central government that they are providing for the safe passage back to this migrant labor force. Unfortunately, that is not the case. They are having to shell out from their pockets huge sums by their standards to travel in rail roads and travel in crowded trucks. Around 3,000 rupees per head is the cost that news reports show us those people speaking directly into camera saying that they are having to provide such astronomical sums by their standards just to get back home. Was that life a better life? Or is this life the life of advancement, of technological and industrial advancement, a better life? Unfortunately, it is not. That is what the reality shows us. That is what we need to deliberate upon more seriously than talk about films, literature, art, society, life, politics in general. We need to focus on that one reality which stares us in the face and find answers as civilized human beings. We are supposed to be the privileged few, the minority who are so called enlightened souls. But are we enlightened in the truest sense of the term? I am afraid I don't think so. I don't consider myself as being enlightened enough to understand the urgency and the emergency of these the labor force who are reduced to becoming half humans, living and partly living. And what is the use of such life? We need to shape to stay away from our immediate ideas that we are focusing on daily to come to this idea that is the most important idea today, ladies and gentlemen. That is the most important idea that we need to actuate and bring forth as the reality and talk to each other with honesty, with absolute honesty, with utter honesty to confront the situation. If we reach out our hands, they can have a significant change in their lives. Are we willing to do that? Can we actually even vouchsafe the travel of one migrant worker? Most of us are not doing that. Few of us are actually venturing out on the streets and providing food for the people who are lacking food. But that is all. That is the maximum that is being done. What is there to provide the security net for those who are not so privileged, for those who are out in millions on the streets? That cry is the most important cry that is reverberating in our ears. That is the cry we have to respond to. I think you have thought enough about such things and will be in a better position to judge the efficacy of the lives that we are currently leading and question ourselves more fundamentally, more significantly than we've been doing so in the previous 2.5 months of the lockdown. Please share your thoughts with us and please post the comments below for us to find the ideal solution, the ideal path with, on which all of us can find our way to salvation. Till such time, I wish you all the best. May you have a splendid day ahead.